Hi everyone. I saw an amazing movie a few hours before filming this video. This movie is called The Black Swan. Um, I'm still having images from my in my head going on as I saw this movie. It is easily one of the best films of 2010, easily. And that's like up there with like Inception and Toy Story 3 and almost any film this year that's done really really well. It's definitely up there. If not, if it's even possibly even better than some of these films that are even nominated for Best Picture right now, in my opinion, at least. Um, Black Swan is a story of Natalie Portman. She is a ballerina for a dance studio, and she's auditioning for this part called the Black Swan in this dance thing that she's doing for a concert at this theater. It's like a ballerina concert thing. Um, so she tries out. Turns out her director absolutely hated her. This dance director didn't like her at all. Um, at this dance studio, she was always practicing a dance called the White Swan. The White Swan is a much slower dance. Black Swan is really, really fast. You got to twirl around a lot. You got to do the right steps, the right moves. And she just couldn't keep up because she was so used to the White Swan dance. So the director said, if you really want this Black Swan part, you really got to work on your fast-paced moves. Um, so she keeps practicing. What's really disturbing about the film too is a lot of scenes you see her remove her ballet shoes and her toes are like hurt, like they're like red, pink, have bruises and blisters all over them at some points, and it's just really unbelievable what some of these ballerinas have to go through in order to do what they do. They really got to hurt their feet in order to do all this stuff. Um, and they definitely represent that in this Black Swan film. Um, so Natalie Portman keeps on practicing her Black Swan dance. She eventually gets the part. She's really excited. It's something she wanted to do for a long time. She finally gets the part. Um, and I don't want to give too much of the film away, but I'll tell you at least the main premise of the film. At least it's a really interesting concept. Um, So she's auditioning with this Black Swan dance. She's working with all the other people who are going to be in this Black Swan dance at this concert. And turns out over time, she's really getting obsessed with this concert. She's having mood swings, bad attitudes, um, scratch on her back that gets worse and worse as time goes on. Um, and I don't know who, if any of you know this actress, but Mila Kunis, I think her name is. She was in Book of Eli, does the voice of Megan, Family Guy. Was in that '70s show. She's in this film. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, if she was the help desk or the desk clerk person in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the love interest, aka. So anyway, she's in this film. She plays a very, very dark character. This is a much darker Mila Kunis role for sure. Um, Winona Ryder, Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, Mr. Deeds. She's in this film, Girl Interrupted, another famous film Winona Ryder was in. Winona Ryder, I should say. She was the original Black Swan dancer, and she hates this Natalie Portman character. She thinks she was the worst choice for this Black Swan dance, and she plays a pretty, I wouldn't say huge part, but not a minor part either, kind of an in between part in the film. So anyway, over time, Natalie Portman keeps on getting these symptoms, and she's starting to believe that she's starting to turn into a black swan, because the concept of the film is some people get so obsessed with certain things that they literally become the thing they're obsessing over. So like, let's say you eat a massive amount of chicken. Darren Aronofsky's concept with this film is, well, if you keep on eating that chicken, you're eventually going to become a chicken because you're eating it all the time. You're constantly doing it. You're constantly thinking about it. You're constantly setting time in your schedule to do something with chicken. It's that type of concept. So in this case, she has this black swan dance that she's trying to focus on. She's practicing and practicing and practicing, always thinking about it, walking down the street, telling people about it. She literally becomes a black swan. At least in her mind, she does. It's one of those films where you wonder to yourself if she's thinking this or is it actually happening. Because there's certain scenes in the films where it goes both ways. And I think that's where this film will both succeed and fail. For me, it succeeded. Um, I thought the concept was very, very brilliant. I thought it was very open-minded for both sides of the argument to enjoy the film. It was open for interpretation. It was so anyway. She becomes this black swan, and well, at least in her mind, I think I covered that already. But so yeah, I really enjoyed this film a lot. As you can see, there's a lot of interesting things about this film that you just got to go see it just to believe it. Um, I was really looking forward to this film for quite a while, especially after I heard that Natalie Portman had to prepare for this role for over 9 years. It took her 9 years to prepare for this role. She had to learn certain dances. She had to learn how to do things with makeup on, and how to have to do things with certain things on your body. And so yeah, it took her a long time to learn this role. She said in between films she was always practicing for it, and it's just an unbelievable film. I really hope this film wins a lot of awards at both the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards for 2010 movies. I highly recommend this film. I really can't think of an age. Well, this film is rated R, and I can see why. There's a lot of disturbing content. There's still a lot of things flowing through my head, all the disturbing content that there was throughout the film. Um, another another really interesting thing that Darren Aronofsky did is there's a scene where her mother is so proud of Natalie getting this black swan part, and she brings out a cake, and she's, "Oh, I'm so proud, honey. How about a big old piece of cake?" And I was like, "Well, Mom, I gotta watch my diet. I'm doing this dance." And she's like, "Well, I'm just gonna throw it away. How about that? I'm just gonna throw it away, and you're not gonna eat any of this cake." And it just gets really really crazy in a lot of these scenes. There's just a lot of scenes you're just like, "Oh my god." Um, what Darren did is he said, "What is the?" I think he throughout he was when he was filming this movie. I think a lot of times throughout when he's concepting a lot of these scenes, I think he was thinking to himself, um, "What is the worst possible thing that um, this character can be in at this situation throughout the movie?" And in this case, it was like, well, what if the mother just throws the whole cake away and there's no celebration to be made almost. So very interesting film. I know I'm going a lot longer for just one movie for a video review, but it's a really interesting film. I can talk about this film for days. It's just that interesting. Um, I absolutely love this film. I'm definitely going to own it when it comes out on Blu-ray combo pack, hopefully. I love this film. I think Natalie Portman's officially my favorite actress now. She's been in Star Wars Episode 3, Brothers, this film, I can just go on another actress where I can just go on for days just to talk about how awesome she is. I really want to see a lot of Darren Aronofsky's other films now that I love this movie. Another person I want to see now more is Rachel Weisz, who was married to Darren Aronofsky for a while. I'm planning on seeing a lot of her movies now too. Um, I just love this movie. It was just really, really amazing. Check it out. It's called The Black Swan. And unfortunately, it is kind of hard to see right now. It's a limited release. I just got back from Eastgate Cinema in Wisconsin, one of few cinemas that's considered a public theater that's actually showing this movie. Um, yeah, so it's a bit limited release, kind of hard to find. Um, I think there's only like 4 showtimes for it right now. But I just love this film. You all have to go see it. It's just an amazing film. Check it out. It's called The Black Swan, starring Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis, and Winona Ryder. Absolutely amazing film. You have to go see it. 9 out of 10 film. Loved it.